सेव किया था ना?
मैं सिर्फ इसलिए गया था क्योंकि उसने मुझे कॉल किया, that's it. But listen तो.
Save it for someone else.
जिंदगी में सेव करना जरूरी है, मगर जब बात पैसों की हो, सिर्फ सेविंग से काम नहीं चलेगा। इक्विटी म्यूचुअल फंड्स में इन्वेस्ट कीजिए और अपने सेविंग्स को आगे बढ़ने का मौका दीजिए।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
Let me start this episode of Politically Correct with a thought-provoking idea that struck me during an event on Saturday evening. And that is, what if Rahul Gandhi declares that he is not in the race for Prime Ministership? Some of you may say, come on, where is the vacancy? Prime Minister Narendra Modi's popularity rating is still very high and the opposition is still struggling to have a coherent narrative. Well, I'm not getting into what may or may not happen in 2024 election. Let's not jump the gun. Elections are 7-8 months away. So let's put that aside and let me get back to the question. But first, let me tell you how this idea struck me. The event I spoke about was a conversation between senior journalist Ayati Fadnis and author Sugata Srinivas Raju, who had just come out with a book on Rahul Gandhi. It's titled Strange Burdens, The Politics and Predicament of Rahul Gandhi. During the conversation, Sugata made an interesting suggestion. He said, Rahul Gandhi should declare that he will not be the prime ministerial candidate. He should embrace the trusteeship idea and become the custodian of its ideology, its values. By all accounts, Sugata Srinivas Raju is not known to be a professional critic of the Congress and Rahul Gandhi. You know, there are so many of them. Despite critically appraising his politics, Sugata's book ends up leaving you with an impression of empathy and sympathy with Gandhi. Sugata sounded convinced of Rahul Gandhi's determination to reset the Congress's ideological compass. He and Rahul had an interesting exchange in 2018, which has been narrated in his book. The author was telling the Congress leader how he had got a Marxist scholar to interpret the Bhagavad Gita for a podcast in Kannada. It was supposed to be an experiment to counter exclusive Hindutva ideas. That's what Sugata told him. Rahul Gandhi wasn't really convinced. He said, I'll tell you how to do it. The best way to counter Hindutva idea, he said, was to take away the text from them, appropriate it. It is best to allow them to dance in their little castles while you build an alternate narrative. We should quote from the Upanishads. That was Rahul Gandhi. One doesn't know how that search for an alternative narrative led to the Bharat Jodo Yatra. But Sugata's suggestion that Gandhi must renounce claims for a prime ministerial post was interesting and that struck me. What if that happens? And that brings us back to that question. What if Rahul Gandhi says that he is not in the race for prime ministership? My answer is that it will be good for the Congress in 2024 at least. Not because I have any prejudice against him, but because the Congress as it is has a better alternative that has the potential to scuttle the BJP's tried and tested electoral strategy. But before we come to discuss this alternative, let's talk a bit about Rahul Gandhi's, what I would say, Hamletian dilemma. To be or not to be the PM candidate, to consume or not consume the poison. He first refused to join the Manmohan Singh cabinet. Then in 2013, he declared that power is poison. You remember that AICC session in Jaipur where he was made the vice president of the party. I was there in the hall when he started addressing and saying how his mother had come to his room the previous evening and cried because, as Rahul said, she understood that power is poison. Oh, you have to be there to believe it. From Janardhan Reddy to Ambika Soni and the entire hall, everybody was choking and crying. Sheila Dixit was standing right next to Priyanka Gandhi. She was crying. She in fact borrowed Priyanka's hanky to wipe her own tears. Anyway, I won't digress much. What I was driving at is the fact that Rahul Gandhi has been equivocating over his prime ministerial ambitions. Journalist Nirja Chaudhary, in her recently released book, How Prime Ministers Decide, has quoted Natwar Singh as saying that it was because of Rahul Gandhi's threat to take an extreme step that Sonia Gandhi was forced to, quote unquote, sacrifice prime ministership in 2004. Then in 2013, this power is poison remark came. By January 2014, however, Rahul seemed to be doing a rethink as he clarified in interviews then that his power is poison remark did not mean that he wasn't ready to take up the responsibility. I will do whatever the organization asks me to do. That's what he said in 2014. The fact is, he has been wielding power in the Congress party for sure. He has maintained a tight grip on the organization, putting his family loyalists and hangers-on in all key positions in the party, including the Congress Working Committee, which was reconstituted recently. Rahul Gandhi is to Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge in the party what Sonia Gandhi was to Manmohan Singh in the UPA government's affairs. What is, however, keeping Congress leaders guessing about his future plans is his apparent lack of interest in governance issues. While he is building a love against hate narrative and attacking Prime Minister Modi for all alleged omissions and commissions, Rahul Gandhi's interest in policy matters has been perfunctory, if at all. He shows little interest in participating in the debates on the bills concerning any sector of governance. His speeches inside and outside the parliament are mostly laced with rhetoric, generalization, and populist demagogy. None of these signals his readiness or keenness to deal with the nitty-gritty of governance. Yet, he has never ruled himself out of the PM race in 2014-24 or beyond. There was a time when Congress insiders would say, if not Rahul, then who? They didn't see another Manmohan Singh among the ranks. This perception has been changing since Mallikarjun Kharge took over the party's reins in 2022. He has shown a brilliant understanding of what the Gandhis want or expect him to do. Since taking over as the Congress president, he has been following the dotted lines. Accordingly, he, through the Udaipur declaration adopted by the CWC at the conclusion of the party's Nav Sankalp Shivir in 2022, in fact, he threw the declaration into the dustbin. The declaration had committed the party to providing 50% reservation to those below 50 years of age at all levels of organization. Another important part of the declaration was that no person would hold any party position for more than 5 years. This was especially important as it would mean the dropping of some big names in Rahul Gandhi's coterie, including K.C. Venugopal, Randeep Surjewala, Avinash Pandey, you name it. No wonder Kharge felt compelled to dump the Udaipur declaration when he reconstituted the CWC. Out of 39 permanent members of the newly reconstituted CWC, only 3 are below 50 years old, as the party president had to retain Gandhi family loyalists. For the Gandhi family, these are reassuring things about Kharge. If you recall, in my politically correct column in May, I had argued that among a dozen PM contenders and pretenders in the opposition camp, there are at least 3 disruptive choices. And I had named Priyanka Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge and Nitish Kumar. Since then, I have been taking feedback from India leaders. Going by their assessment, Priyanka is ruled out. Many of them believe that while Nitish Kumar's Kurmi caste and Bihari PM slogan could be a bit disruptive as far as the BJP's calculations are concerned, but the Bihar CM's governance record in the past decade can be a big negative when compared with PM Modi's track record in public perception. In that column, I argued that after Jagjeevan Ram, no Dalit leader has had the political heft to be seen as a PM contender in a country with 17% Dalit population. Mayawati's credibility among the Dalits is vastly eroded. And therefore, Kharge as the prime ministerial candidate could be a potentially disruptive choice for the opposition. Today, I put forward a few more points to bolster my argument. What are the points PM Modi and other BJP leaders use to run down Rahul Gandhi? First, Gandhi is a dynast with a sense of entitlement. Well, Kharge comes from a very poor family. His father was an agriculture worker and factory laborer. So that point is taken care of. Second point, as per BJP leaders, the Gandhi family is synonymous with minority appeasement. Kharge, when he was 7 years old, lost his mother and sister. And how? The Muslim militia supporting the Hyderabad Nizam then, basically Razakars, they set their hut on fire and killed Kharge's sister and mother. The young boy and his father, who were not in the house, narrowly escaped. It would be difficult for the BJP to hurl minority appeasement or anti-Hindu charges at Kharge, given that tragic background. Third point, the BJP paints the Gandhi family as corrupt, citing the National Herald case against Sonia and Rahul Gandhi and cases against Robert Vadra. On the other side, Kharge has an impeccable record. Fourth, the BJP takes jibes at Rahul Gandhi for having no understanding or experience in governance. Look at Kharge. He became a minister in the Karnataka government in 1978 and has run a number of important ministries in the state as well as at the center since then. That point again taken care of. Fifth, the BJP paints Rahul Gandhi as a non-serious part-time politician who takes his privileges for granted and does not treat even his party colleagues with respect. But even at 81, Kharge is a 24/7 politician who treats even his rivals in the party with respect. Siddaramaia's appointment as Karnataka CM and Shashi Tharoor's induction in the CWC are just two of many examples to support this. There are many more reasons why Kharge as the prime ministerial candidate may force the BJP to go back to the drawing board to come up with an innovative strategy. Goes without saying that even in the India camp, prime ministerial aspirants will find it hard to oppose a Dalit leader's candidature. The best part is, win or lose, Kharge as the prime ministerial candidate may help the Congress regain, to an extent, its traditional Dalit vote bank at a time when Dalits are exploring options like the BJP. There's so many possibilities for the opposition with Kharge as the PM candidate. But for that to happen, Rahul Gandhi has to resolve the Hamletian dilemma I was talking about. And there is nobody in the Congress who can tell him what to do. And in that context, I am telling you the conversation that Sugata Srinivas Raju had with Rahul Gandhi, I think in 2018, as he has mentioned in the book. Gandhi asked him, who could possibly be the guru of someone like the Buddha who had attained enlightenment? That was Gandhi's question to Sugata. I won't go into what Sugata said, but Gandhi's question, who would be the guru of the Buddha when he has attained enlightenment? That's $1 million question for the Congress and India too. That's all from me in this episode of Politically Correct, but let me wind it up with an appeal. We need your support to sustain our journalism. Trust me, it's not easy to be objective and independent as a media organization in this day and age. It's like walking in a no man's land between two warring factions, or you can call it no woman's land, just to be politically correct. And neither side likes this independence. We can't do it without your support. So please subscribe to The Print. Thanks for watching.